Hello, welcome again. We are solving GATE 2022 Mechanical Engineering Paper 1. Question number 40 is a bracket attached to a vertical column by means of two identical rivets U and V separated by a distance 2a is equal to 100 mm as shown in the figure. The permissible shear stress of the rivet material is 50 MPa. If a load P is equal to 10 kilonewton is applied at an eccentricity E is equal to 3 root 7a, the minimum cross sectional area of each of the rivets to avoid failure is option A 800, option in mm square, option B 225, option C 100 root 7, option D 200. So these are two rivets U and V, and this is the distance 2a, this is eccentricity E, and this is P. So direct shear stress is P by as there are two rivets, so P by 2a. Okay. So A is area of each rivet and area of each rivet is same, that is A. So direct shear stress is P by 2a. So it will be related to both direct as well as secondary shear. So direct is P by 2a. Total load divided by number of rivets divided by area of each rivet. Okay. And now it is also subjected to secondary shear stress, as these rivets are symmetrical about this point, midpoint. So the secondary shear stress will be, secondary shear force will be perpendicular to the line joining the center point and the center of rivet. So here it will be for this P will cause this force, and here this P will cause this force. So this is your FU, this is your FB. Okay. So this is your FU, this is your FB, and this is midpoint, and this distance is 2a. Okay. So the moment about the center is P into E, and it is causing the, it is also as P as F and FB, FU and FB are the part of this P. So they will also cause same moment. So FU into A, or FU is equal to F, and FB is equal to FB into A. So as the distance of these two rivets from the center point is same, so FU and FB are also will also be same, because these are proportional to the distance from the center of the configuration. Okay, so FU and FB are same, and FU is acting in this direction because the P is causing a clockwise movement. Okay, so they will also cause clockwise movement. Okay, so its effect on this rivet will also be clockwise movement. So F, so this P into E can be divided into F into A plus F into A. So E is your 3 root 7a, and from this we get F as P by 2 3 root 7. Okay, so this F is P P by 2 3 root 7, and the direct load is your P by 2a, and that is acting in downward direction. So here in this rivet the secondary load is this, and the primary load is P by 2 or P by 2. Okay, so both so this F will also cause a shear stress, because this is also parallel to the area of rivet, and this will also cause a shear stress. This will cause direct shear stress that we have calculated, and this will cause a secondary shear stress, that is tau s F by A. So F is your P by 2 3 root 7. So this is your P into 3 root 7 by 2a. Okay, so putting the value of P, sorry, F in terms of P. So this is your secondary shear stress, this is your primary shear stress. Okay, or direct shear stress. Okay, now as the two loads or two forces or two stresses, uh, primary and secondary, direct or indirect, are perpendicular to each other, so the total direct stress will be uh, tau d square plus tau s square root. Okay, and the value of tau d is this, and value of tau s is this. So putting these values, that is resultant stress. So but here the permissible stress is given as 50 MPa. Okay, so conventional shift is 50 MPa, and now it is P is also there, and A is area of rivet. Okay, and this is your 50. Now we have all the values. P is given as 10 kilonewton. Okay, now we have all the values. Just we have to calculate A. So A comes out as 800 mm square. So area of rivet or bolt is 800 mm square. Option A is the right answer. Next, in a FE3C phase diagram, the expected composition of 0.8 weight percent of carbon at 725 degrees Celsius. The maximum solubility of carbon in alpha pyrite phase is 0.025 weight percent of carbon. A steel sample having no other alloying element except 0.5 weight percent of carbon is slowly cooled from 1000 degrees Celsius to room temperature. The fraction of pro-eutectide alpha pyrite in the above steel sample at room temperature is option A 0.387, option B 0.864, option C 0.475, and option D 0.775. Okay, so this is your uh, the first the alpha pyrite is given as 0.025 weight percent. Okay, first composition is this. So this is this composition, and other composition is your eutectide composition. So this is your eutectide composition. Now we have to find out the percentage of pro-eutectide composition in this 0.5% of carbon. Okay, so according to, so this is your F1, this is your F2, and fraction of this in this is F1, and fraction of this is F2. So using lever rule, we have CB divided by CA. So CB is your 0.8 minus 0.5, and CA is your 0.8 minus 0.025. Okay, so F1 will be 0.387. Option 1 is the 0.387. Option A is the right answer. Okay. Just we have to apply lever rule. Take the alpha pyrite composition, take the eutectide composition, and this is the given sample. So to find out F1, take this and divide it by whole, that is 0.387. Option A is the